All right, welcome back to math today. You should be in your instruction book on page 304, and we are going to review these problems all together. It's a good review because we all slept this weekend. At least I hope we all got some sort of sleep this weekend. No?
I did not. No.
I got enough, not as much as I would have liked. And I know we're maybe a little sleepy today because of the time change. Okay, so stay with me. This is all review, and we're going to start on number 17. Madeline?
What are goals due?
They were due Friday. So we will write new goals this week. Okay? But right now we're going to do math. So ask me those questions later. Is this a math question? Is this a math question?
Kind of.
Ask me about goals later because we're recording a math lesson.
Not about goals.
Is it important to be on a recorded math lesson?
Maybe.
Hold it for later. All right, we are on number 17. I need a reader. As we read, mark things up that are important. All right, Josiah, go ahead and read for us, nice and loud.
A designer is adding a border around the edge of a rectangular swimming pool. He measures the pool and finds that the length of the pool is 52 meters and the width is 26 meters. How long is the tile border?
All right, so I'm finishing marking mine up. Question in a box. So we want to know how long the tile border is. We're talking about the border of a rectangle. So my first thought, are we talking about perimeter or area? Think about what the problem means. The border around anything would have to be what, Hayden?
Perimeter, because it's basically just the rim.
It's the rim. Remember, whoop, where's my sign? I'm not sure I'll be able to put it somewhere where we can all see it, but I will stick it here. All right, so the perimeter goes around the rim. So your second step, you need to draw a picture. So draw a rectangle, doesn't need to be fancy. So we're looking at the border all the way around the edge. He measured the pool, the length is 52 meters. So length is typically long side. Sometimes the problems that you practice on it doesn't add up right, but length is the long side. So 52 meters, the width is 26 meters. How long is the tile border? So we're thinking, how long is it if I went from here to here to here and back again all the way around? We need to find the perimeter. What's my equation for perimeter? Noah?
You could do it length plus width plus width, or you can do it P equals 2 times 52 plus 26.
Yes. So if you are doing the multiplication style, you do that on your own. I always model this one. Quentin.
In both of my books, I've checked in both of them, and I do not have that page. Like, nothing matches up with it.
Look very carefully in your instruction book, the one with the white band at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, page 304.
Yeah, I'm in 304. I don't even have 304 anymore.
All right. Cadence, you want to pop over there, mask up, and see if you can help him find it? If not, you can get a whiteboard out, Quentin, and work on a whiteboard, okay? All right. So how do we fill this in? Do we know the perimeter in this problem?
Teachers, if you have a student who's returning from virtual this morning, they will not show up until Gail has all the grades stored. I can't flip anybody over to in-person until she gives me the okay. So bear with me. Thanks.
Okay, so heads back in the game, okay? Everyone focus. I know we're having a hard time focusing. We've had a lot of interruptions. Do we know the perimeter given in the problem? Abby?
No.
No. Sometimes we try to find a missing side, but no. They don't give us the perimeter. That's what we're trying to find, so we copy our P. The L's, we know. They're both 52. So we got 52 plus 52, plus, we know our width, 26 plus 26. Now, this part of the problem, when I've been grading some of your work, I've noticed some of you are trying to do too much mental math. If you're able to do it accurately, that's okay. But it's way better to stack them and add them and take your time than to make a mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and stack and add 52 and 52.
It gets up big.
Now you also could have done that in your head. When I think 52 and 52, I think of my 10s. I have 2 50s, which is 100, and then I have 4 1s, 104. That's fine if you can do that. If not, go ahead and stack them. So 52 and 52 is 104. Plus, let's find 26 and 26. Again, I'm kind of thinking about quarters, making them 25s. 2 quarters is 50, add 2 more. But if that's too hard for you, stack them and add them. All All right, I'm going to pause real quick, everyone. All right, so now we need to add 104 plus 52. I'm going to add them together here. You all check my work. Make sure you get the same answer that I do. Getting a lot of thumbs ups. Dylan, when we're in class, and if you check my work and see that I did it right, you can give me a thumbs up to tell me I did it right. Sometimes I make mistakes, like we all do.
You could have put meters squared.
Can I put meters squared, Hayden?
No, because it's not area.
Good.
But you might.
Because I like to trick you. I know. All right, any questions on this one? Okay, that was just back to basic perimeter. All right, Hayden, you want to erase the board? I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to read number 18. Does somebody want to read that one for me? Number 18, Liam, take them out.
Zachary is getting a new carpet in his bedroom. The dimensions of his room are 9 feet by 13 feet. How much carpet does he need to cover the whole floor?
All right, so go ahead and mark up your problem. I'm also noticing people that are underlining the information, putting their question in a box, drawing a picture, they are being most successful on our tests. So he's getting new carpet. What does him getting new carpet tell us about area perimeter? Think about that. He's getting carpet. How do I know if it's area or perimeter? Emma?
Because it's going to be area because he has to find out how big the area is.
The inside area, right? Yeah, we're not trying to put carpet in a border around the edge. That'd be funny, right? It's going in the middle of the room. So, new carpet, I'm going to go ahead and write area. The dimensions of his room, 9 feet by 13 feet. How much carpet does he need to cover the whole floor? Put our question in a box. All right, first thing, let's draw his room. Put our dimensions. 9 feet by 13 feet. So we haven't seen it written like this before. 9 feet by 13 feet, that's another way of saying the length is 9 and width is 13, okay? So when people say a 2x4, when they're talking about lumber, those are the dimensions of your wood. All right, now what's our next step? We have our picture, we know what our question's asking. Hayden?
We basically do,
Do you have a formula for this?
yeah, which is A equals 9
Well, let's rip the whole thing out.
L times.
Okay, when you're doing big problems like this on a test, you should always be writing out your formula. All right, did they give us the area in the problem, or is that what we're solving?
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're solving, so I'm going to copy down my A, because that's what we don't know. I do know my length is 13, and I do know my width is 9. So now I can multiply to find my area. Now you could do this in 2 ways. You could do turtle head, or you could do partial products, which we haven't done that one in a while. I'm going to model that for you. So go ahead and try it with me so we don't forget. Now when you do this, I just put my 9 on the side, and then I split my 13 into its place value spots. So this 1 is really a 10, and this 3 is really a 3. And then remember, we multiply to find what goes in the box. So 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 3, 27. If I add those together, I would get 127. Nope. This is where I made a mistake. 117, that looks better. So if you don't like partial products, you don't ever have to use it unless you see it on a test. So the other way you could do it is turtle head. 13 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Back to the number in the neck. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 2 is 11. So whichever way you like more. Remember, this is always an option for you to use. So then our area is 117. And what will my label look like? Remember, this is the answer to an area problem. Angie?
117 feet.
Feet. Is there a special, cute, tiny little symbol we got to add for area? 2. Yep. Feet squared. All right, remember, that only goes on the problems that are showing the area answer. All right, Hayden. Onwards to 19. Do I have a different reader? Abby, nice and loud.
Aisha wants to create a path using pebbles. She has 8 bags of pebbles. Each bag covers an area of about 16 square feet. If she wants to make a path 2 feet wide, about how long can she make the path? Circle the letter of the directions.
All right. So we're creating a path using pebbles. She has 8 bags of pebbles. We should underline that. And each bag covers an area of about 6 feet. If she wants to make the path 2 feet wide, about how long can she make the path? Okay, now this is a complicated problem, so you're going to need to stick with me. All right, first of all, we're just going to start making a path. Okay, here's where my path starts. And it's going to go on, we don't know how long yet. We don't know. But we do know that she has 8 bags of pebbles. And each bag covers an area of 6 feet squared. So that's all I know so far. All right, my path is going to be 2 feet wide. And is the length the part we don't know? We don't know our length.
It's 4.
We don't know how long she can make that path. All right. Anyone have any ideas? What can we do moving forward to solve our problem? Noah, what do you think?
We could do 6 times 8.
I like that thought. Can you explain why?
6 times 8, because there's 8 bags, and each bag can carry 6 feet. And that would
Yes.
show us where we have to end.
That can tell us the total amount of area we can have. So that is our first step. 8 times 6, which we all should know this math fact is 48 feet squared. So if my path has to be 2 feet wide and my total area is 48 feet, I can find my length. Now we need to write down our formula. Area equals length times width, and we fill in what we know. We know the total area from the materials given in the problem, we can only make 48 square feet worth of path. So that's our area. So fill that in for our A. Do we know the length yet? Hayden?
No, but you can find it out by...
We can. Let's fill in our equation first. So I can just copy my L, right? Hayden, what's my width?
your width.
2. All right, so now we're back to that grand old problem. 48 divided by 2 equals L, or 2 times what is 48? Abby? What if it seems too hard like this? Do we have a strategy for dividing long numbers? Hayden? Can we do long box division? Yeah, if you need to. So 48 divided by 2. This will be a good review anyway. So remember, first we think to ourselves, everyone should still be writing. 2 goes into 4 how many times without going over? Price is Right rules. Chloe? How many 2's will go into 4 without going over? 2. Right? 2 times 2 is 4. And we subtract. We get a 0. Now who remembers where we send that 0? We send them on a vacation somewhere. Emma?
Next to the 8.
Next to 8. In this case, it doesn't really matter, but it's good to be in that habit. And then we start the process over. How many 2's go into 8 without going over? Cadence. 4. Nice job. And 4 times 8 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So no remainder. So what is that 24 then? Josiah?
C.
Yep, it's the length. So our length is 24 feet. Answer C. All right. We are not even going to talk about Trisha. I think that problem was hard enough. Some of the problems in the book are so hard. That's why we're not in the book every day. Shh. We're not going to worry about it. I think it's going to confuse more than help. Shh. So that is why a lot of times we've not been in the book for perimeter, because they're asking really hard stuff. All right. Please flip one more page. We're going to look at one more problem. Or two at that time. Okay. All right. So a playground at the park is rectangular, has a length of 40 feet. Please mark up your problem if you want to become better at math, which should be all of us. The width of the playground is half the length. Ah. We haven't really heard one like that before. What is the area of the playground? Okay, first thing I recommend is drawing a picture. So please draw a picture. Check your picture with mine. Make sure it makes sense. All right, now they give us the width, but they kind of give us the width like in a riddle. How do I figure out the width based on what they gave me? Abby?
I think you divide 40.
What does it tell us about the width, Abby?
It's half the length.
It's half the length. So if I want to find half of my length, what would that be? If you want to bounce it on, remember in our classroom, Dylan, this is good for you to know. If you ever forget your answer or something, you can bounce on to anyone with their hand raised.
No. It's 20 because 20 is half of 40.
Okay, and if you had trouble thinking about that, you could even do like a really fast number line and go 0 and 40, like what's half going to be? Okay, it helps you think about it. So 20 is half of 40. All right, now that was not the question they wanted answered. What question is in my box? Hayden?
What's the area?
What's the area? So, area formula real quick. If you know it by heart, sometimes you don't need to write the L and W. So our length is 40 times width is 20. All right. You could do this in a really difficult way, or you could make this really easy. How can we make this really easy? Chloe?
By covering up all the zeros, that will equal 4 times 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. And then put the zeros back, and then we'll have 1 times and 8.
Very good. So I covered up 2 zeros. 4 times 2 is 8. Uncover my zeros, add them back on. 800, and it's area, so it is feet. It's the answer to the area question, so it's squared.
Why did
Whoop,
you do
I
that?
could have just put feet. All right. We are going to do number 2, okay? Just keep an open mind about it and don't get discouraged. It's another kind of tricky one, but it helps stretch your brain. So when you take your quiz or your test, you are more prepared. All right, this diagram shows the garden Mike has next to his garage. So you need to visualize what we're talking about here. Here's his garden. Here's his garage. Actually, I have a garden very close to my garage like this, but there is a little space between. But his goes right up to the edge of the garage. He wants to put a fence around the 3 sides of the garden that do not border the garage. Why don't I need a fence right there? Emma?
Because the garage is right there.
Yeah, it would make no sense, right? It'd be a waste of time and a waste of money. So I don't need a fence over there. So I am looking to fence in 3 sides of this shape, right? Okay. So they just want us to know which of these does not represent the amount of fence Mike needs to buy. All right, well, let's think about number or letter A. If I add 6 feet, 21, and 6 feet, will that give me the fence amount that I need? Josiah says yes. Anyone else agree with Josiah? Okay, good. I agree. We need to add up those 3 numbers, however they are showing in the equation. This is also a 6. All right. B. They say 2 times the width plus 1 length. Everyone think a minute. would this work? If I did 2 times the width plus 1 length, will that find the fence I need, Hayden?
No. Wait,
I
yeah.
think I might disagree with you.
Yeah.
Why did you change your mind?
Because it's basically 2.
If I do 2 times my width, that's 2 times 6, right? And then I add 1 length. Is that what we needed? 2 6s and 1 length? Yep, so this one will also work. All right, let's look at this one. This one says I need 2 widths plus 2 lengths. Will that one work to show my fencing amount? Noah?
No, because that's just fencing the garage, which we said we don't need.
Right, that's doing all the way around perimeter, and we don't need a fence there because that would be a waste. So, sorry, C, you won't work. All right, what about this? 2 times 6 plus 21. Josiah?
It just does not.
Oh, so we're going to find the one that we crossed out. So right now, C is our winner. Let's make sure this one works. Who knows? 2 times 6 plus 21. What do you think? Abby? So we have 2 widths, 1 length. Is that what we needed? Yep. So, yeah, Josiah, you're right. I was finding all the correct answers. That's why you have to read the directions carefully. I should have circled this and paid close attention like normal, right? We didn't mark up our problem, and that's why Mrs. Hair messed up. Emma?
Why is a garage so small?
Well, 21 feet, that's a pretty good size garage. All right, any questions on number 2 before we have to go?
The width is so tiny.
Well, see, we're just envisioning like this is just part of it, and it goes on. They're just showing us the garden. I am speaking. They're showing us that the garden just bumps up to the garage, so they just wanted to show you that's the garage.
Okay.
That is not the entire. You could like fit a bicycle in, and that'd be it. So, hopefully, that's not the size of their garage. Liam?
What is like the one? Like it's like 2W plus, and then what is that?
Oh, this crazy symbol?
Yeah.
That is a cursive L. So sometimes when you see area, it'll be like area equals length times width.
I thought it was an
Cursive. Okay,
I
so
thought it was an L, but it's like really so.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
so that's how your book makes them. So you guys will get used to them. All right, thank you friends at home for joining. I will see you next time.